Now, what I'm thinking of doing here as well, like I said, I'm kind of thinking about building around the passes every time I get one, because honestly, all that's going to change with Reaper is I'm going to get new versions of Piranhas. That's really all that's going to happen. There's not that. There's really just one ability and 5 runes for it. That's all you get. I say all. I mean, that's pretty cool. Some of the new abilities are really nice, but it's not like anything before where we're going to get a whole bunch of changes. I'm going to be building around the passes because that's the only real game-changing thing we've got, and I've already got all my skills minus the runes to Piranha, so I can easily make full-blown builds at this point. But what I wouldn't mind seeing, since we are here and I'm approaching level cap, is if anyone would be interested in a build. This is something I wanted to do in the past, and a while ago, quite a while ago actually, someone did send me an idea for a build to try out for my Witch Doctor, and unfortunately, it's so long ago I've since lost where that post was, and it was before the YouTube changes to
Needs more time. Need more mana.
the whole changes before they added Google Plus. So that finding that message would be kind of difficult. Not only that, but you know, it was before the expansion, so there's that to think of. So I couldn't exactly look in that and explore it, but you know, if there's anything you want to send me, you can send it, of course, either through the comment section below, which is certainly welcome because that does help with visibility, and it does help with you know, things like ranking and interactivity and things like that. But you know, if you don't feel comfortable with that too, I've got the email, theshadowpost@gmail.com, which I do check on occasion. I hardly ever get anything there, but I do check it. And it's something I can kind of come in, take a look at it, talk about it, explore it, you know, test how it is. I mean, if you want to give me like a random build to try and say, here, have at it, see if you can make it work, and be like, okay. Or give me a theme to work with or something. Those are all welcome ideas, really, because once we get to max level, things aren't going to change that much, aside from what I find from gear. And I can certainly continue this series beyond the story, looking at some of the other features, which I plan to do for, you know, the few that may never have bought into the game. Because there's a few things after the story and a few neat features after. But I'm definitely would be interested to see like something to have a topic basically for conversation, things like that, because I think that's really what makes this interesting, is having this be essentially a playthrough podcast, as it were. So as a lot of people have said, they will take the videos and they'll play them off to the side, and I think that's really cool to have, you know, this show that people just kind of like to tune into and just listen to, even if they're not fully watching it. And there's still the visual component for those that do want to watch, or occasionally make glance over to see what the hell it is I'm talking about when there's something on screen. So having a conversation or something like that to help enhance the show would be great. So I'd be more than happy to take any suggestions, builds, and again, it doesn't have to be builds. It can be a point of conversation. As every now and then when I live stream, I do get the questions like, what do I think about this change, or what do I think about my philosophy on different types of games, such as, like, we've had big talks about free-to-play games versus pay-to-play and things like that. I mean, there's been a lot of great things to talk about. I want to stick it more towards the theme of Diablo, because obviously that is what we're playing here now. So might as well stick it to the subject, right? I mean, should we really be playing Diablo and talking about Castlevania, I suppose? All right, well, that would be odd. It would be very odd. It would kind of defeat the purpose. I've been trying to keep this semi-professional. I don't want to sit here and talk to you guys about what I ate for lunch, for example. I've seen some very weird Let's Plays where the player will talk about some of the oddest things, and that never sat right with me. I'm going to try and avoid that. But hey, you know, if that's what you guys want, then that's what you guys want. Who am I to argue with the audience? So, Plague Tunnels, 2-level dungeon. Man, these sewers, man, I gotta tell you, bones everywhere. I guess this is technically not a sewer. Is it a sewer? Oh, man. They just throw things down here. I mean, you got cages of bones.
Your day comes.
Really? There's no lore book for the rat guy? Oh, there we go.
The great pestilence in Westmarch killed both humans and beasts alike. The panicked survivors then threw the corpses of both into the plague tunnels. Now the Reaper's presence has revived many of those interred there, with the bones of beasts rising again as skeletal crawlers, driven to kill the living.
So they've suffered through a great pestilence, a plague, as it were, and then they have to deal with this whole Reaper outbreak. That's sad. I really feel for the people of
I don't know
Westmarch.
if any of these bones belong to someone important. Probably not.
You never know. Death is the great equalizer. Rich, poor, noble, famous or not. Doesn't much matter when you're down here in a pile of bones. I'm kind of wishing I had more AoE ability right now. Like, the Locust really isn't a great AoE. And there are a lot of tiny creatures here, so I should probably have gone back to maybe do, like, Poison Cloud again. I could have maybe replaced the dog with the locusts instead, and kept the AoE. I'm killing relatively quickly, so I mean that's not a big concern at this point. But yeah, it's certainly nice to be able to see a group of tiny creatures and be able to just kind of blast them all at once and have at them, be done with it. I'm going to be quiet for a little bit, I think, here, because, you know, the music here is actually kind of nice. I've always liked the music.
The spirit aid me.
You're getting too good at this.
It's perfect strike. I need mana. It's perfect strike.
Look at that thing over there. Let's kill it.
You are evil. I do not have.
Yeah, I am liking this passive when it comes to fighting elites, just because it means I never have to worry about reapplying the damage amp. I never have to worry about reapplying the dot, only on the little things that may not have gotten it already. I mean, I can certainly put Piranhas down again because it does do damage. I'm thinking the damage amplification haunt would be like, again, would have been a really great choice because that would really help with elites. Because I could just put it down and they're always going to get it. And I never have to worry about it, never have to reapply it. We'll have to see. We are about 20% away from level. And we might change things up a bit.
Your day comes.
These levels are just so big. I have to admit, it's going to be fairly difficult with these areas because they are so much bigger than a lot of the previous zones, and I've always kind of had a way to kind of talk through them, even in the beginning, you know, when I was going through the story the first time, which is kind of what we're doing here. We're going through the story again, or at least we're going through the story of Act 5 for the first time, so I want to fully explore it for the sake of the documentation, of course, for the sake of, you know, prosperity, I suppose. But that's always what this series has been like. But some of these, I'm going to just show, some of these, you can see, they start to get pretty large, and they start to circle back on themselves, and yeah. You're going to run into those moments of time where I'm not sure I'm going to have too much to say about it, because a lot of these are going to be, I'm not going to say repetitive, I mean, but, you know, it is one tile set, so we've kind of seen, like, this cage before. We've seen the bones. The bones! Look at the bones! Death awaits you all with nasty, sharp, pointy teeth! It's not behind the rabbit, it is the rabbit! What's interesting is I feel like the items I'm finding are kind of light at the moment. Like, I'm not finding a lot. I'm not expecting to find a whole bunch of magical items or, you know, legendaries at this point, but I feel like just item drops in general are a little light at the moment. Let's see. Only a 0.5 damage decrease, but I get toughness and healing. What am I losing? Resource cost reduction. I am losing 106 maximum mana as well, too. That's a lot of mana. 805. Life after kill. That's what's getting the healing up. Otherwise, you know, I think I'll keep what I've got because of the mana or the resource cost reduction. I kind of like that for now. Still haven't found the arrow. I still haven't found the arrow to point to the next level, and this is just level 1. Oh dear.
The repository of bones, commonly called the plague tunnels, were originally used to bury Westmarch's indigent. However, when the Great Pestilence struck, the city decided the tunnels would serve just as well for plague victims, lest Westmarch become overwhelmed by the ever-increasing piles of the dead.
Again, pretty much the great equalizer. Everybody just started getting dumped down here eventually. This area is fairly large, so what I'll probably do is, unless there's something interesting, I'm going to cut to the next level. And it looks like there is something interesting, so just to kind of show I haven't gone that far. As I said before, this was going to be a thing where I record the entire...
I'm surprised the Thieves Guild doesn't make use of this place. Too many weak stomachs, I suppose.
I do suppose. But what I think is, and what I've done in the past is, since this is a side dungeon and a lot of this is the same, it's just a really large area with the same tile set, I will obviously record any events that should happen. But for the most part, what you're seeing is the same fights over and over again, a lot of the rats and things like that. And unless I'm changing the build or doing something interesting in the gameplay, I just feel like it's a bit repetitive, especially if I don't have anything to say about it. So, but at this point, I haven't gone that far, but I have found something already. We do have a cursed chest here. That
Cannot be opened.
it's an interesting cursed chest in that it doesn't proc the event. The event procs when you walk up to it. And you just have to kill the guardian of the chest. That unlocks the radiant chest. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And just to kind of go through everything. Oh, we did get some gloves actually that are an upgrade. Minor damage, 7/5 toughness, and some healing. So vitality, intelligence, resist all, life on hit. Fantastic set of gloves actually. It's kind of surprising the critical hit damage is not considered to be as high, but the reason for that, when you look at it, you're looking at about 360 intelligence to 516. So big jump in intelligence between these two items. If I look at the stat rolls on them, they both have the same range, 330 to 524, but you can just see how big of a difference that is. I mean, the one on the left rolled almost near the bottom, and the one on the right rolled close to the top. It is just huge, and it's still only a minor damage increase, but again, that's just doing that and the critical hit damage. Now, if I had more critical hit chance, I mean, once again, I've done this every time. My critical hit chance is pathetic. It's 6/8 right now. But hopefully we'll find more as time goes on. So we're going to go ahead and replace those. Let me see. Is that the weapon I looked at before? I believe so. Damage. Oh, no, this one's different. It actually has more resource reduction on it. And it does have mana regeneration. Not bad. Slight damage increase, 1.1, but it is a major toughness decrease because of the lack of vitality. So probably not going to do that because the damage increase is so minor as to not really be a problem. Now here we do have a bracer that is a fire damage increase, so I could actually start making a fire build. Now the downside here though is that I do have 2 cold items, not just one. I've got the 14 and the 13. So holding on to this just in case, I'm thinking, to see if I can't maybe go into something that might be a different element to make it interesting, right? Because we want to try and do something fun. Just have something to talk about. Well, here's a new trap that I haven't gotten before. This thing is cool. The furnace vent. I love this. Some of these traps are really great. Oh, I'm hoping to be able to show off more of that because there are some intricate designs for some of the areas with those. So here I am now, just so you can get a feel for what progress has been made so far. Alright, there it is, proof. The entire place has been fully explored, as I often do, as I do like to just kind of fully open up an area. It was something I always did in Diablo 2. I don't know why. I just always like to make sure I open up the entire map to be safe. There's already lots of documentation out there that kind of shows where certain events are in certain maps, but I just like to explore them. I don't usually like to look at the event map data because it gives me that sense of exploration still. So here we are in the Plague Tunnels level 2. We are going to level up probably very shortly here. We are under 5% to level.
Need more
Can't we
mana.
go through the palace instead?
Would be nice, wouldn't it? But no. We are adventurers. We explore sewers. Walled by a frozen orb. Frozen pulse. You know what? I have my Spirit Walk. I forgot about that. And Spirit Walk goes through walls. I also forgot about that. I think that's relatively new. So if I ever get walled in, I just got a Spirit Walk. You gotta be careful with these furnaces here. Like, I'll walk into it and you can see it doesn't hurt too much right now. But those things, especially on higher difficulties, I have... I've met my end at those before. I'm just gonna say it right out. Alright, level 65. 5 more levels to level a cap. And we get Piranhado. Oh, yes. Not Sharknado, Piranhado. Probably one of the best skills in the entire game. Yes. Fantastic.
Haven't you seen enough of death by now? Maybe we should take a nice voyage to Philios when this is all over.
The Amazons live there.
So? They couldn't be less friendly than you are.
How am I not friendly? Sir. Sir. Ugh. Alright. Piranhado. Poison piranhas. So, looking at this is naturally poison, Boggadile is physical, and everything else is poison until the last one. The pool of piranhas becomes a tornado of piranhas that lasts for 4 seconds. Nearby enemies are periodically sucked into the tornado. So it's got a nice pull-in effect. You want to try and grab a whole bunch of stuff, pull it into one area. Really good synergy here because it's got that pull-in, it gets everything into it, it puts the damage amplification on it, and then you can just plop a whole bunch of AoE right on that area. So we're going to go ahead and you notice that the one big thing here though is it does increase the cooldown. Cooldown is normally 8, it goes up to 16. Also, the pool lasts for 8 seconds, whereas the Piranhado is 4. So it lasts half as long and has a higher cooldown, but that pull-in is pretty nice. So we're just going to go ahead and grab it, and we're going to give it a shot. I do believe I'm going to go ahead and go back more towards AoE focus. Creeping Death is good on its own with having the piranhas, but maybe, just maybe, we'll take off the dogs. I'm doing okay for defenses, I think, so far. And we'll get back my AoE. And stick with the cold for now. Alright, very good. Alright, we're gonna give it a shot. It's the cold. Let's find something to Piranhado. Hassan, chop! I may be a coward, but I'm a greedy coward. Alright, come on, give me a group. Give me a group of sun. Here we go, rats. There it is. It's a tornado of piranhas. It just pulled them all in. Actually killing most of them. Alright. Get ready. Oh, dear, illusionist. Okay, put down the Piranhado. Pop the AoEs. Let's go ahead and put down some locusts. Back in the Piranhado.
I need mana.
I never doubted this for a moment.
One thing I need to check is, okay, it does have a mana cost. Sometimes with stuff with high cooldowns, they don't. You never know. So I wanted to double check. I love Piranhado. I just really, when I saw it the first time on a friend's Witch Doctor, I believe it was on Snook's Witch Doctor, the Naked Witch Doctor, for those of you who remember the group playthroughs we used to do.
Perfect strike.
I absolutely enjoyed watching that skill and watching it just pull everything in. It's just a tornado of piranhas. It's like a bad sci-fi movie. Alright, Resplendent Chest.
I cannot carry anymore.
Oh, of course. My inventory's full. So I talked earlier about being light on finding items, and then all of a sudden I find a bunch of stuff like resplendent chests, and now my inventory's full. Oh, hello. Oh, gods. Survive the firestorm. So this is what I was talking about. You got a bunch of these fire traps now. This is going to be interesting. Because these aren't quite like the other traps, because I can't target them. I can't destroy them to stop them. So here I've got these fires kind of spinning around in a circle. They'll occasionally stop, and then come back, possibly change direction. Right now they're kind of slow, which is nice. Oh, geez. They all went in the center.
Need more time.
That'll kill you on higher difficulties. Alright, one wave survived. Sheesh, the range on those is so long.
Not ready yet.
Oh, apparently doesn't pull in that far.
Need more time.
Pelio? Warden of the Firestorm. Let's go ahead and get some damage amplification on her. I believe I've already got Locust, but I'll go ahead and make sure. Put her with everything. I'll go ahead and use a potion.
Needs more time.
Ah. Can't outrun it that way.
I am here.
I've been all over Westmarch, but I've never seen this place.
Truly, it seems like a fine hiding spot for a thief.
Even thieves have standards. They're just very low.
Oh, as I mentioned, I'm very happy that I took him with me. Okay, so this is the end of the dungeon here. There's a couple more areas I can go off and explore, so we'll go ahead and find the exit, and then we'll see if there's anything interesting, which there probably really isn't, but, you know, never know. Alright, this one should, yeah, there it is. There's the exit. Alright, let me explore and we'll be right back here. Alright, yeah, there was nothing really there, a couple dead ends. The second level is very short. So we'll head back out, take another look at the map, just to kind of prove, I mean, once again, look at this. It's fairly large, and mostly because it's got all of these things. So we've been to Winton's Courtyard, we've been to Sistine's Brewery, Old Smuggler's Warehouse, Killing Floor, and the Contested Villa. And there, I believe, are even more spots to uncover at this point. Move on and take a look here. Yep. This is the Ransacked Dwelling. This place is so dark and dank. Look at it. Needs a new word for how dark and dank it is. Combine the two. We have drank. No, wait. That's terrible. Get your drink on, y'all. Tain't happening. Tain't happening. Oh boy. Alright, attack speed bonus. Let's do that and go into the Ransacked Dwelling. Oh jeez. More people being stupid. What am I a witness to, pray tell? I mean, I wouldn't have known if you wouldn't have shouted that.
Please help me! They have my mother and father upstairs!
I will gladly help you, but first I must break all of your crates. One moment. Alright. My compulsion is sated.
Need more money.
Bertram Thiswhistle, the Silent Bandit.
They killed him. Mother! Where's Mia?
I snuck her out back. Through the bookcase.
In the alley? There are bandits or worse out there!
Oh dear. Oh, cool.
This tool will have to wait. Kill him!
Virgil Cutthroat, the bandit leader. Terribly nice to meet you, Virgil.
Caitlin! I thought you abandoned me. No, dear sister. Never. Come with me now, Mia. Mother will be so happy you're safe.
Aww. A happy ending if ever there was one. Well, you know, they still gotta survive the whole Reaper apocalypse, but small victories. I don't think I've actually run across this one before. This one's completely new to me. Very nice.
Foul magic haunts this place.
What is this? Brendan Manor Grounds. I don't remember this at all. Fantastic. Let's see what this is about. Oh, cool.
No one enters my grounds uninvited. Die, peasants!
Darius Brendan, corrupted Noble. Noble? Noble! It's alright. I'm okay. Oh gods.
Not ready yet.
Okay, it's hurting just a tiny bit. Ah, he's got reflect damage. Do his small fries never stop coming? Ow. Okay, yeah, I think he continually summons until you kill him.
How many poor bastards woke up here thinking it would be just another boring day?
Somber question. That was pretty cool. I've not ever run across that. Although surprised it was just, well, it was an elite fight, which was kind of neat. I was gonna say I was surprised there wasn't a chest or something, but that was perfectly fine as is, I believe. It's interesting. This act is so fond of these ambushes. Cool. You can see the streets below. Almost reminds me of Act 3 a little bit when you can see the fight going on below you, and just in this case it's just the city. There's not really a lot of the fighting in this scenery, but still very nice. So this was a whole event area right here in and of itself. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gosh, 8 things so far. So what have we down here? I know the exit is up here in the upper right-hand corner, so we're just kind of continuing to explore. Looks like down, you can kind of see where some of these places spawn. It becomes pretty obvious once you've been through a bunch of them. Like this right here is a potential node that could open up for a side dungeon. Alright, looks like there wasn't anything down there, so we'll continue here. We'll get to the end, and hopefully a checkpoint, because a checkpoint would be a good logical point to stop off at, I think. Alright, on to Gideon's Row. And there we do have a checkpoint.
I did not find Malthael on Sanctuary, but I did find humans. Far too many of them. They murder and cheat one another while allowing their brothers to starve. If their true power is ever released, we are all doomed. They have a choice between good and evil, and they overwhelmingly choose evil.
I could do that again.
He could choose evil again, see? Malthael's right. He's got the right idea. I mean, this is kind of disturbing when you think about it. I mean, this is a street that is paved with the bodies of the people of the city. I mean, it's hard to believe there's that many people. Ugh.
That Death Maiden is controlling the Soul Crucible, but not for long.
You're right about that.
Damn right I am. Alright, Soul Crucible with the Death Maiden. So I gotta kill these corpse piles from which she's summoning souls. We can't stop her, can't hit her yet. Let's go get some locusts on each one, since the locusts are always ever present.
Call the darkness down upon yourself, mortal.
Ow. That kind of hurts. Let's get rid of some of these. Ow. 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 Gosh, darn it.
Not ready yet.
Oh, the vortex, it's real. It's a thing, and I don't like it. And she's just continually summoning, so let's just focus her down. There we go. Oh. Whew. Glad to have that over with.
Thank you. I knew you would arrive in time to save me.
Hi, hello, person we've never met before.
But how?
I am Myriam Jazia, a seer of the Vetchin people. I foresaw our meeting, but I did not see this horror. I have come to help you. There is one crucible left, and if you destroy that, the maidens will not be able to create more. There is no time to waste. We must be on our way now.
Well,
Malthael, he's watching you.
every step I take, every move I make, he'll be watching me. Indeed.
I grew disgusted by humanity during my time on Sanctuary. When at last I found Malthael, I was not surprised to learn that he felt the same way. We will cleanse creation of the scourge that is humankind, and when we are finished, the tragic mistake of Anarius will be gone.
Such nice folk. Alright, so we've hit a checkpoint.
It would be wise for you to wait in the Survivors' Enclave. You are not safe out here.
Nonsense. You'll protect me. And after experiencing what those things do to people, let's just say, I need to see you destroy the final crucible with my own eyes, if I am ever to sleep again.
So we don't have her just yet. We've got to kill the next crucible, and then we'll finally unlock her for realsies this time.
Only through submitting to Malthael will we survive his wrath, relinquish the wealth you've all clung to, and ensure your salvation.
This is a scam. He's just taking your money. Quiet, heretic. You'll damn us all.
Yeah, quiet, heretic. Now, I'd be glad to collect your coins. Please, please put them into the helmet with the snakes. Don't mind the snakes. They just bite if you don't donate. That's all. Alright. Okay, I can't talk to Myriam. I can talk to the Scoundrel. We've got Growing Fears as his next option. So what I'll do here is, because we've hit the next checkpoint, we've got the first Crucible, we've got a few more conversation options that are unlocked, and we'll just go through those. And I think that's a pretty good point, because we've got the checkpoint, and then we can just go ahead and move on the next one. So I'll end with these. Let's go ahead and talk with Shin. What have we got here? Oh, that's above the other two.
I was telling you about Lyria, wasn't I? Oh, she was so beautiful that D3RoS was determined to make her his own. Oh, yes, he pursued her relentlessly, showering her with gifts and attention until she succumbed and agreed to become his wife. But D3RoS' jealousy was so great, he hid Lyria high in the heavens, far away from the reach of men and gods.
Jealousy is a curse that consumes everything.
Yes, that was D3RoS'. Desire was his very nature.
Let this be a lesson. You can buy love.
My mother warned me about the poor. They want my wealth, but they don't want to work for it. And now they've created an army of death creatures. Well, when I'm king, I'll just show them.
Can you just never talk again, sir?
It was the Angel of Death doing this. Angels are behind the attack.
Those monsters don't look like angels.
What would you like?
They're coming for us. It won't be long. They're coming.
He hasn't said anything since he mentioned the fire. He barely eats, and his eyes are clouding over.
I saw her. Someone needs to know.
Her who?
This is interesting me. I've not run across this guy, so I'm wondering what he's on about.
You there, pauper. This diamond ring in exchange for safe passage out of the city?
But Harold, that's my wedding ring.
It's all we have left. Of course, if somebody had thought to grab her jewelry box.
Greater matters call me.
They're really desperate to show off the arrogance of nobility with this one, aren't they? Yes.
My son's ship docked in Bramwell today. I thought he'd be safe there, but now I hear rumors. Give me a weapon. I need to get to Bramwell.
You are brave, but the risk is too great. I will ask the spirits to watch over your son.
Makes me wonder if that's going to be, since we've got a very specific destination being mentioned, if that will be a place we end up going next. In another expansion, perhaps? Maybe.
You'll find no glory here, adventurer. Corpses can't sing your praises.
But they can dance, and I will teach them the lessons of Rafiki and interpretive dance, and then I will be known forever.
If you hadn't come along when you did, I don't know what might have happened.
It was the least I could do. Anyone would have done the same.
But you didn't have to help. You could have run right by.
Aww. Oh, there's more in her satchel.
Despite his superstitious views, Rakis ruled as a just and fair king, who was much loved by his people. He was succeeded by his son Corsic, who attempted to eradicate the barbarian tribes of the north. The line of Rakis was broken when Corsic's son Corellan died with no heirs.
Awful things are happening out in the city. I have faith that you will save us. But Victor has his doubts. I think he's jealous.
Oh, what nonsense are you spouting, woman? Of course I think he'll save us. And I have just the things he'll need to do the job.
Do you, sir?
Everything you require, right here.
Uh-huh. That's a little bit of everything, isn't it? No. I can't even... Nope. There. I hope you're happy. You've repaired my gear. Thank you. Thank you for being fantastic.
Tyrael told me of your actions. You killed Diablo himself.
I only did what must be done.
I don't know that the world will ever understand what it took to face such pure evil.
I do not need the world to understand. I know what I achieved.
My father was the commander of the Knights of Westmarch. He assumed I would become a soldier, just like him.
But a different path called to you.
I grew up on stories of the fearless Horadrim, Tal Rasha, Jared Kane. That was what I wanted to be. My father thought it was all myth. Wasn't he surprised when I actually became one of them?
Has the sliver shown you any of its secrets?
No, but it is our only hope of learning Malthael's plans. To defeat him, we must know where he is and what he is trying to do. The answer must be here. I just have to find it. Too many innocents have already died.
Death comes for
You have done well to keep these people alive.
It has been a brutal task. A lot of good men sacrificed themselves to save us. But even that wasn't enough. If you hadn't shown up when you did, we might already be dead.
The surrounding lands are filled with many settlements. Why do they not aid you?
Have you not heard? Cities everywhere are under attack. No place is safe.
Yes, Malthael strikes all across Sanctuary.
Then that is why I hear so many spirits howling in anguish.
Alright, Lyndon. Send us off, shall you?
There's no easy way to say this, but I have to leave, and I won't be returning.
You cannot leave. You are needed here.
I'm serious. My brother's imprisoned in Kingsport with no way to defend himself, and I must free him.
I am sorry for your troubles, and would gladly let you go. But with the city overrun, you will not live long enough to step foot in Kingsport.
All right. I'll stay for as long as I can, but only because I know how much you need me.
Ah, and you know we will help you, Lyndon. We will indeed. We will find that which you need. Alright, I think... Crafting corner, maybe? See what we get here. Oh, poison skills on an amulet. That's pretty nice. It's only a minor damage decrease, so you can hold on to that. And so I've got fire and poison there. Here's another one for cold. It is a 1% increase, but it loses everything else. So we shan't be using that one. Ooh, intelligence on a shield. But no, thank you. Shoulder pads, fetish army damage increase. I would lose the Locust Swarm. I am losing the Locust Swarm at the moment. The damage and toughness increases. Fairly minor, so we won't be doing that. Let's see. Ooh, this has got Acid Cloud on it. I wouldn't mind losing Spirit Barrage for that one, I think. Oh, minor damage decrease for everything else. 5.6 toughness. I kind of want to keep my Spirit Barrage damage because I've got 2 Spirit Barrage items now. What's my Spirit Barrage damage? 26, so yeah, I won't be using this. And once again, just very difficult to want to get rid of that. Of course, if I change my build up with either fire or poison, I may end up switching this out, because right now it's cold, and that's where I'm getting a lot of my mana back, as well as Rush of Essence. But I could very easily change this out. Might still work, because of Rush of Essence. Because that one does more damage. It does a good amount of damage, actually. And wow, okay, so the only other element is fire for that. So I would have... this.
Do you ever think about making positive changes in your life? I don't.
Alright, with that, what we're going to do is just quickly look at some of the stuff we have. We have level 61 items. If we look at the way this goes, you go from 60 to 61 right up to 70. So there is no in between. There's nothing between 61 and 70. It just goes straight. Scroll down a bit. Here we go. 60, 61, 70. So the ranges on these are pretty high. So I can't hold shift or anything to take a look at the ranges, but let's try crafting something just to see if it's worth it, shall we? I've got enough materials for this. I can make myself a belt. Just go ahead and do it. Get rid of this legendary belt that's at 61. See, that rolled kind of low. And if I look at the stats, it goes up to 349. Yeah, see, a lot of these are just 61. But the item level 61 stuff has some varying degrees of ranges here. So the intelligence here, you can see, can go up to 520. Well, this one only goes up to 340. Let's try it again. I just feel like I'm not quite getting what I need out of it. Now here we get Vitality and Resist All. If it would have rolled Intelligence, might have been alright. It also didn't get Spirit Barrage, so I'm probably not going to replace that. Honestly, it looks like we're not going to be crafting anything until about 70. None of this stuff, I mean, granted, these are great for finding gaps in the gear, but I've already pretty much replaced a lot of stuff. If we were gonna like replace a gap, I would think the boots, which I just don't think I'm going to find any, I don't know if I'm going to craft anything better right now. I don't know. I don't think I want to waste time on that one right now. Maybe the armor, because that's at 60, and the shoulders. But everything else is kind of already 61. Oh, and the bracers. But I've got these, right? So let's do that a shot, right? Let's do the shoulders, right? Oh, 65. I've got 65 on the relics. I'm going to have to do that. All right. Shoulders. Let's see if we get anything good. Locust Swarm damage is there. Cooldown reduction. Res and Vitality. It didn't roll Int. I could replace the Vitality for Int, because I value the Resist All a little more right now. Because these numbers really could come up. Although my health could come up a bit too, couldn't it? What's the range on that? Which one rolled better? The Vitality rolled a little bit better. What if I replace the Resist All with... Well, I can't, because Myriam's... Well, I can, because her station... Myriam's not here, but her station is, so I can do this. We can go ahead and take a look at this. We can say, alright, let's replace the Resist All. Takes 8 dust and... There it is. Oh, there we go. 312 intelligence. Not the best. Not the best roll. Actually, it went pretty high. And we can see that all around it does have some upgrades, so we'll go ahead and put that on. And I guess the last piece is the armor, right? So let's see if we get lucky here. Let's make a chest piece. All right. Ouch. Even without the gems, ouch. Wow, yeah, the whole 4 to 6, like, look at this. This rolled poorly. It rolled 4 exactly. The idea is to hope that rolls a 6, and then the 6 that you get are good. So, like, in this case, I could re-roll... It's got int, life, armor. The damage isn't that high. Without the gems, it's a 0.7. Everything else is an 8%. The only thing I could see possibly making this better is I'd have to re-roll the sockets to get 3 sockets. And apparently Sticky Keys is on because I haven't set that up on my computer since I reformatted. Isn't that fantastic? Alright, so really all I could do here is try and get more sockets because the intelligence rolled low comparatively anyway. And then that might actually be useful and I could wear it. Thing is getting 3 sockets from 1 is not always easy. So I'm going to try one more time before I do that. Let's see if I get lucky. Oh, well, here's one with 3. It is a, let's see, 6 and 8.5. This one is a... This one's a better increase all around when it comes to toughness. But the thing about this one is I could reroll the wall of zombie damage to get intelligence and possibly bring that up. So let's gamble a bit, right? Let's use a few resources because I've got some and see what happens. Now, redoing this looks like might not be the best because this is going to take Death's Breath. And for this playthrough, I've got 6. So replacing either one of these doesn't look like it's going to be great. So I'm going to have to go off of which one is better now. I think what we're going to do is that. So what we'll do is we'll keep this one, I think. Because when the gems are put aside, that is not as much of an upgrade. This one is. So we'll take this one, we'll put one gem into it, and I think we'll call it a day. So we'll salvage the rest. We will go ahead and salvage the armor. And I've got... Well, what do you know? I'm finding Imperial gems, apparently. That's good. So that's even better. Fantastic. All right, we'll take a look at my gear. There it is. New shoulders, new armor. I am in a clown suit. Red, green, white. I don't look menacing, is what I'm trying to say. Not in the least. I suppose that's what this is for, right? We could go to Transmogrify and throw on any number of interesting sets, right? I might have to at some point because I look terrible. Alright, I'm going to end this segment here with this one. That's been at minimum 2 hours of footage that I've recorded and need to chop down into more than likely 2 episodes. So thank you for sticking around, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you've enjoyed if you've already gone through the game and seen the story, hopefully you're kind of enjoying seeing it through kind of new eyes here and enjoying the gameplay and the commentary, of course. And as always, I invite everyone to leave comments in the comment section below. Again, as I may have mentioned, I don't know which section this will be in, but looking towards anyone maybe sending ideas for conversation pieces, topics, or builds that they think they might be interesting. Full builds, build ideas, maybe even like, hey, here, try putting these skills into, you know, kind of like when I level up. I'm like, okay, I've got a couple skills. Let's try and put them in a build. Anything that might seem interesting. I'm always looking forward to that. I like being able to put those together for you guys. So thanks again very much for watching.